Let's
The
see.
other thing is um, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I'll think of it.
Yeah. So here's here. Let
Oh,
me.
they have a notebook. Qualcomm included a notebook. They can make additional notes or pictures or draw pictures in that notebook. So besides this one, they actually have another, like a journal.
Oh, yeah. So if so, here's an example. I'll just show you real quick. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but this.
And it's 2.5 minutes, right? And
Oops.
the one for the intro that they're going to do for Monday is 1.5, right? 90.
Yeah, it's 1.5 minutes, and then this one we allowed 2.5 minutes. And they will also on Flipgrid, and I apologize, I haven't put all the description in there yet. On Flipgrid, they have some examples that I'm showing you right here. They can actually click on these presentations. And so they have those as examples of what other girls have done. But they also will have kind of a format to follow, kind of like an outline of what their presentation is supposed to look like. First, state the problem, go into, because we want them to understand that the last part of the engineering design process is to share our findings or to share our design, to share our ideas. So how can we do this? And so they're creating a Flipgrid presentation. So I'll show you guys this one real quick. And let's see, I sometimes Zoom, for some reason, when you hit share, okay, can you see this?
Now we can see it.
Okay,
I enjoyed everything about making this app. I found it really fun to do. And now I think it's time to show you how everything looks when set into motion. And before I set this head off, I would like to thank Qualcomm for making this camp possible.
So that's just one example of kind of the presentation. With the one tweak, we will also incorporate our team STEMinist. And so that is the whole camp in a nutshell without all the build components. So what do you guys think? How are you feeling? You guys feel like you can do this? Yeah, that's what I want to see.
I know you can. I know you can.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And, once you start seeing these student ideas, they are going to blow you away. Because some of the ideas these girls, I just ran this camp back the first week of August with kids in my area. And it is amazing, the design ideas that they come up with. And you guys are going to have so much fun to help them put all of this into motion. And so when you see the final designs, you're going to be like, this is cool.
It is pretty.
It really is a fun camp. Even though it's virtual, you'll get to know these kids and you'll build a connection.
I do think that in some respects, you are going to get a more interesting experience. It's going to be a little deeper experience as a counselor with a few girls. You'll have a lot of exposure to all of them in the larger group sessions, but you'll have a little bit more intimate connection with a few girls, because normally you would not be rooming with them, right? So you would be counselors on campus and you might be in classrooms with a group of girls, but you wouldn't necessarily be a dorm mom, let's say. So you wouldn't be with them all the time. I think it'll be an interesting, a different experience. And I hope that all of you would kind of journal maybe a little bit about the experience from your perspective as a STEMinist, and then how did I do, and do I think that I inspired somebody else? So think about it from that perspective too. Share
And think about everything you can put on your resume, with this experience.
And I will write recommendations for any of you for anything that you need in terms of college applications, whatever. You can bet that I will support you any way that you need.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Wow.
so that is pretty much it. I want to check my agenda just to make sure I covered everything and didn't forget something. Yes. So just going through before we leave, I know we're over time. We were hoping an hour, but I knew it was going to go over.
Yeah, I did too, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So everybody
We're
understands.
all new at this, so this is all new in terms of figuring out how to do this.
Yeah. So you all have access to the schedule, know how to read it? Thumbs up, good, okay. Attendance and surveys, you understand how to access and just check mark if they're there. And then just help us collect survey information if you notice one girl's not checked for a particular day. Friday orientation, everybody feels comfortable with the slides. I will, as Caitlin asked, I will send you some additional notes. What I might do, since you already have the PowerPoint, I will just send you a doc, like with slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, with notes on it. Would that work? Okay.
And I would make a suggestion that if you don't have a doc, Kim, that you build yourself a little station that you can put your cell phone on to show somebody something, because it's much easier when you can put it on the table underneath it and show it. And I sent out, I think, a link to one of the DIY videos on using soup cans. But another one is a shoebox with a hole cut in the end of the shoebox, and then you sit it up, and it ends up being the right height to show a pretty decent size frame down below for your canvas.
We could show you, did all of you receive that video? Did you see that video?
From that woman with the soup cans. That was kind of cool. It was like, oh, that's easy. I like that. But it is a little more complicated in terms of when you hook up your video, you get an option for hooking up your phone. And so you're going to treat your phone as a separate screen. We either share it as a screen, it'll prompt you for a plugin. And that way you'll then be able to see it as you're choosing your camera.
Yeah, and I'm going to actually
show us that.
Well, I don't have that one up, but did I log off on my servo?
What was your question, Sinar?
My question was, if we do use our phone, does someone have to approve us into the meeting, like accept us into it?
If you're using two, like your computer and your phone?
Yeah, to show the girls.
There's a plugin that will allow you to use your phone as kind of a separate screen that you're going to share. Okay, we'll see you Friday, Kim, or tomorrow. We'll see you.
Yep, tomorrow.
But you also can set it up where you dial in your phone separate and you mute it. And that is a little bit different, but it's, Heidi, how did you do yours?
I have an iPad from work, so I decided I'm just going to do two of me entering together, right, and use my iPad as my doc cam, so I can use my phone for WhatsApp.
And right, and so that if you're doing that, then you just need to remember to mute audio on everything but one.
On everything but one. Yeah, yep.
So you get none of that feedback.
Yeah, but I did notice because my phone likes to hook up with my computer. So if your phone is already hooked up with your computer somehow, it will easily ask you. It's like a quick button selection of, let me use my phone as a screen or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's under video. Yes, Caitlin, you're muted, by the way. There you go.
Yeah, hi. My computer, I just got knocked off of the Zoom call. I think I missed the explanation about using your phone as a screen. Do you mind repeating just a little recap?
So basically, there's a video that I sent out last week, I think, and it was a little video clip of a woman talking about how to set your phone up using soup cans. Another option is in that scenario, she's actually adding it as a separate video screen. And so it shows up under, I believe, under your stop video where you have that drop down there. But there's another way that you can go into share screen. Let me see if it's there right now. So if I go to share screen right now, let me just try. There is an option on there as you look across the top, and you all can do it. It says screen, whiteboard, or iPhone, iPad. And you pick your iPhone, iPad. And that way it actually shares your screen, whatever's on your iPhone or iPad. Let me do it, and then you can see how it looks on mine. So I'm going to share it. I don't have anything on it. Let's see. Connect to Wi-Fi. So it's going to prompt you for, can you see my screen right now? On your
It's
iPhone or
black.
iPad? No, it's black. Okay. So it's prompting you. It's saying connect to the Wi-Fi network, which I'm already connected on my phone. So now I have to tap screen mirroring, which is at the top, and I have to turn screen mirroring on. And then it's going to say, what are you turning it on for? So now you should be starting to see my screen coming in. Is
Yep.
that- Yep. And so then it took a while the last time for me to actually have this pop up so that you could see the camera piece of it. But
Mary,
yes,
did you need to download an app like a Zoom app for your
There-
phone to do this?
there will be a plug-in. They'll prompt you for a plug-in.
Right.
All right, so this should be coming up shortly. And I'm right next to my Wi-Fi. You would think it would be much faster, you know. But practice that. And it's going to take a minute here for it to connect in. And I think once you connect it in the first time, you should be able to connect in a little bit faster the next time. It's thinking. So I wouldn't get hung up on it at this point in time. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah.
You're using the screen mirroring option, right?
Yes.
So once you click on Zoom, like look for other devices, then you go into your phone. And I think with Samsung, I don't know if what you had was a iPhone, but with Samsung, you scroll down and there's all those bubbles. Then like one of them's airplane mode. But one of them I think is screen sharing, screen mirroring. So just for the people with Samsung, I think that's what you're talking about, but the Samsung equivalent, I
Right.
think.
With
Or
the
smart
screen mirroring.
Smart Share.
What is
Yeah.
it?
It might be called Smart Share.
Anybody else got a Samsung?
Yeah, I have a Samsung. I think that's what it is. It's Smart Share.
All right. I'm just looking to see if it's gonna let me do it again. Let me just try share. And let's see. No, it's not cooperating today. So I'll have to play with it some more. But in the meantime, the rest of you see if you can figure out how to connect up your smartphone with your screen so you could do a screen share live. Otherwise, you'll have to call in and do that muting audio kind of thing, which you should mute your audio on one of them anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
Hey.
It'd be nice because you could go through the whole process with the students, recording things in the notebook and all of that, and then share with them what you're doing. So, bye, Heather. Heather jumped off.
Yep, I saw that.
Heather asked too, just in case, if we could share the PowerPoint for Friday and Monday with Build coaches,
Yes, we'll do that.
just in case the social coaches have glitches or something, at least they both have the resources.
Yep, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yes, Katie.
Do we need to have a printed out version of the notebook, or can we just use the online one?
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay.
So, I think if some people feel more comfortable writing things down on a piece of paper, But as you go through this with the girls, I suggest that you go through it for yourself too. And think about, as Suzanne did and as Heidi did, think about what your strengths, interests, and values are and how you would respond to the girls.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's easier to have the paper copy. And I've got extra paper copies if people want those copies. So,
Yeah, so I had included this on the agenda for today, which you were emailed. So I kind of put like a pre-camp to do. So if you haven't, make sure you create your Flipgrid account. And then if you just send me a message, just send me a message that you created one, and I will add you as a co-pilot. And so that way you have access to the videos. Make sure that you complete the Who Am I activity and that you create your introductory video. And remember, it would be great if you did this by Friday and could share with the students your example. And then complete the strength, interests, and values activity. Because it's really important to actually do that so you could say, well, what I found out about myself. And you share too, because the students will look up to you. You know, they'll see you kind of as a peer, especially since you're close to their age. And so they'll really relate to you. And so if you conduct the activity, it'll just help you build those important connections with the campers that you'll be having in your breakouts. And then just one final thing, remember to research your Women in STEM icon and be able to relate to the REASIC activity and the hat build. So those are the few things that I wanted you to accomplish. So any questions? Okay, awesome. I'm so glad to have met all of you. I think you guys are gonna be fantastic. I'm looking forward to next week.
I was just going to say, I had a chance today to meet one of the girls because she has a desktop and she wanted to make sure she downloaded the software. So she sent me an email and said, can I check? And I said, sure, let's get on Zoom and we'll take care of that. So and her name is Mimi. And it was like, how cute is that? So is mine. So,
Yeah.
it's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun.
Yeah, and I'll send you some information and reminders. So before Friday, I'll send you some information and reminders just so you are ready to go. And then I'll do the same over the weekend to prep you for Monday.
And I would say start checking WhatsApp because we are going to be using that and we will be using it next week. And I'm sure things are going to come up where you're going to need me or Suzanne or Joanne or Joan or Kim, that you're going to be like, I need help. Somebody is asking this question. What's going on? So pay attention to that. Set your notifications so that you actually see them, which I normally don't. So I had to reset all my notifications so that it pops up on my screen all the time.
Yeah.
You can turn it off after.
Yeah, because chat, when you're sharing screens and things in Zoom, you can't read the chat. And so that gets difficult. So if a student needs help or you need help and you're chatting, but I might be sharing a screen, I might not even be paying attention. So that's why we thought the WhatsApp might be nice because we'll get a little ding and like, oh, someone needs help. So we'll have that option.
Well, the other thing too is in your rooms, I didn't check while we were in the breakout rooms, but we can check on Friday. You can save the chat. There should be a little at the bottom of the chat screen. There should be a little icon thing that says file, save file. Let me see. What it says. Yeah, file. It shows you a little picture. Click that and it will save it to a something on your computer. An Arduino document folder on your computer. So take advantage of that, especially if you want to remember what the girls said or they asked, well, you said yesterday. Well, then you'll have a copy of it. Okay. Other questions? Comments? Awesome. then we will see you all on, some of you on
Okay.
Thursday.
Oh yeah, Thursday for the build.
But otherwise Friday, and then physically, I think I may see one of you on Sunday, maybe. There you go. Okay, thank you everybody for showing up and being bold and brilliant and brave.
And listening to our long training.
Thanks so much.
I know. You all have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.